So speaking of painful and disgusting and all that, I got the world's best Christmas gift from my wife this Christmas. She got me a karaoke machine.
Why would she give you that? I just realized.
I don't know. And when I plugged it in, she instantly regretted it.
Yeah, really.
And
Lord.
So I like to sing, and I will argue with my 9-year-old because I tried to take all the turns. I don't want her to sing. I just want to sing. Well, then she's like, "Okay, Daddy, can I please sing Into the Unknown from Frozen?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever." Chris, this kid blew me away. I immediately,
Really?
Oh my God, I immediately told my 16-year-old, I said, "Start recording. This is going on YouTube."
And now it's time for the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris.
Come on, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. If you'd like to connect with us on the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. On that website, you can also join our Patreon, where you can watch live episodes, be in our Discord, and do all sorts of exclusive fun things with us. And also our merchandise, our sweet merchandise is on there as well. We still have our Christmas designs, even though we said that when the time capsule episode aired, we would take that stuff off, but it's still there. So go grab that stuff. If you listen to us on Apple, please give us a 5-star review and rating. If you listen to us on Spotify, answer the question or the poll. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, our producer, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
Oh,
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
Very nice. Subbing in for the poor, sweet, sick Queen of the Sunrail, Mary, from the Diz Is podcast, Redbeard Alex.
Hey, thanks for having me. I just got off the Sunrail. I made it on time.
Perfect. And also special guest for today. He is our Patreon member, Big J, Jared, in the house. How you doing, Jared?
What is up? Glad to be here. Finally contribute fully to an episode, so glad to be here.
Jared, you contribute in more ways than you realize. Just watching your facial expressions when we do these episodes, and you shooting ideas back and forth. So I appreciate you more than you realize.
I really appreciate that. Like, that's Christmas night or Christmas Eve, I was texting with Mary, and that's exactly what she was telling me. That she, from her perspective, she appreciates how I have contributed not only to the show, but to your life, Scott, Chris's, Alex, like even hers, like just me being there has contributed greatly to it. And I quote Mary that she thinks I keep you in line.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, you've got some shout outs you wanted to do.
I do. 'Tis the season for shout outs. So in the mail, you just didn't make the list, Alex. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
So you were the honorable mention though. Last week, received a big package in the mail from Team Gina. I missed an email from them a while ago because I did sign up for the 5K that I did not run, but I did donate. They said, hey, you can still sign up if you don't run. So I did not run, but I did donate. And the stipulation for a virtual sign up was you just get a t-shirt. You don't get a medal or anything, you just get a t-shirt. So I get this.
I got a
package.
medal last year.
Well, I got a bunch of stuff. They sent the medal, they sent the t-shirt, they sent like this nice little packet thing. It was really cool. So shout out to the guys over at Team Gina. I'm
checking
really cool
eBay right now. There's a bunch of Team Gina stuff on eBay right now, Chris.
I don't know anything about that. No, I know nothing of that.
No, those are good guys. And if you don't know what Chris is talking about, the Gina McReynolds Foundation, they were on the episode Blue Skidoo Weekend 2 with Team Gina. Check out that episode. That is the charity that we support. Yeah, they love giving out swag, and they've got some really, really cool swag. And they're all golfers, so they've got a lot of golf swag. So I'm interested to hear all the stuff you got.
It's nice stuff too. I wore the t-shirt today, really good quality, and the metal's really nice too. Like it's just the art on that's real good. It's not cheap looking. It's very, very nice stuff. But besides that was a really cool surprise because I guess there was so many people that signed up. They were on like back order. I didn't get it for a while. I thought I wasn't getting it at all, and then I saw an email saying that. I know. So something a little more surprising. I got some physical fan mail.
Really?
Physical?
Physical,
like olden times.
Physical fan mail. You can
someone
see,
wrote you a letter.
Someone wrote me a letter from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, I can't wait because now I know. Now I know what this is. I'm so excited.
The letter says.
COVID off of it first.
What did you say?
Did you spread the COVID off of it first?
I did. Yeah, I put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 375, and it's good to go now. So. The letter
do you remember at the beginning of the pandemic when we were spraying down our Amazon packages? And
yeah. I was just talking about that the other day. Our groceries, wiping down our bananas. Oh yeah. It was the most painful part of the pandemic. That's pretty insensitive to say.
Yeah.
For me, it was the most painful part of the pandemic. That still sounds insensitive. So anyway, the letter says, enjoy listening to your wit and creativity. Have a wonderful Christmas. And it was signed by the author of the Sunshine State Gazette.
Yes, you got my mom's news.
Yes, she goes. It says Maureen, and it says in parentheses Scott's mom. And I was reading through the famous Sunshine State Gazette, and this is actually something that I would love to do when I'm older and have a family and want to this is actually really, really cool. So Scott's section's really nicely done, and then on the bottom. Here's the little shout out to the No New Friends podcast. And she is your mom. Here's what the Sunshine Gazette says. In his spare time, Scott started a podcast with a couple of his friends. The podcast is called the No New Friends Podcast. They have lots of fun talking and joking about adulting. Scott, Mary, and their new friend Chris are hilarious. They enjoy telling their funny stories in a creative way. Anyone can listen to their podcast on Spotify or anywhere podcasts can be heard.
It's so funny because it sounds like she's writing like a letter about her 12-year-old boy. Like he got a new friend, Chris. They're like really good friends now. It's amazing.
So I want to give a special shout out to Scott's mom. This was really sweet. This made my day. I get a letter addressed from Orlando, Florida, and I'm like, this is like really.
He's like, there's no way Scott's writing me something.
No, I was like, there's no way Scott sent me a card. I just didn't think that was. And if he took like special Christmas photos, I think I would have seen it on Facebook. So I don't even know what this could be. And it's like this thick card. Something there's something in here, and it's the Sunshine State Gazette, and it made my day. So. I just wanted to let you know that this was like probably the best gift I got this year.
Oh, that's sweet. And my mom will hear that. She's really cool. Love this.
I know this was really, really cool. And it was cool hearing about the Sunshine State Gazette, but it was even cooler having it in my possession and reading through it. This is really cool. The pictures she puts, first of all, how does she know how to do this? Because this is some pretty advanced stuff for someone who is, didn't grow up with
in their
technology.
20s.
Yeah, exactly.
So first of all, my mom has been doing this since I think before my sister and I were born. So 40 some years she's been doing this. And
Wow.
she first started on a typewriter, and then, as technology progressed, she went to print shop and was doing it on print shop, and there weren't really pictures. It was just clip art. And then, so my mom's profession, she was a teacher, and she was a third grade teacher for the longest time. And then she moved into the media center or library. So she had to learn all this technology stuff. So if I were to give her a raw copy of our episodes, she could probably edit it and clean it up a hell of a lot better than I do.
I work at a school in the media center. They are like, they keep the school moving.
Yeah, they're the technology experts.
Like the bosses, like they are up there. If you have an issue with anything about the school, you go to media center. That's what I do. If I have any issue with anything, I go to media center and ask them questions because they know everything. They take care of everything for everyone. It's like crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
My favorite little picture is you standing in a parking lot, and the caption says Scott standing in the parking lot at his new job.
Oh yeah. So let me explain that. So I can't say exactly where I work because I want to be able to speak freely, and I work for a very large company in the Orlando area that is probably monitoring this right now. So as a kid, we would go into gift shops of this large company, and they have a thing on property that's, you know, it's a university in quotes, you know. So they actually sell this blank university merchandise.
That's
so my
cool.
mom used to always tell me, you know, if you continue not working hard in school, you know, you're going to end up going to this university. So when I had to attend a class at this university, I took a picture, sent it to my mom, and I said, "Aren't you proud, Mom?"
You come full circle.
I've come full circle. Yep. Oh man,
that's amazing. Yeah, but this was really cool because you talked about this. I don't know,
a couple episodes ago. Yeah,
and I didn't know if I was getting one. I did request one, and she listened.
Yes, she did.
So that was really cool. That was I think the highlight so far of my winter break. Have you guys had any highlights or are going to have any highlights? Because I know we all have. Oh, besides Scott, who works a lot now. I know Alex is off for the week. I don't know if either one of you have any highlights already that came or went or whatever.
Well, I'm going to see Spider-Man tomorrow. So by the time this episode airs, I will have seen Spider-Man. And I have seen something that went public. Chris, you made a prediction a couple weeks ago.
I did. Thank you for noticing.
Yep. That you had this feeling that we would see a trailer. And this isn't a spoiler because this is public now.
It's out. Yep.
So I've watched said trailer and I was getting concerned with how much time I've invested into Marvel What If. Because I'm not seeing any connections or anything. Right. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to connect it until the Doctor Strange trailer. Seeing Strange Supreme was so badass. I needed, as Mary would say, I needed a change of underwear and a cigarette.
Even the melting buildings when he steps outside is like an exact parallel from the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait for it.
And then seeing Christine walking down the aisle. Yeah, it's
so a content creator that I follow, he made a prediction. He thinks that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be able to introduce some of the Fox superheroes like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four from different parallel universes and stuff like that. Because you see, you know, a little bit of the multiverse in the trailer. Like you see all the doors and gateways.
Yeah.
So he was saying that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, he was saying that his prediction is that Chris Evans is going to walk through one of these portals, right? And then he's going to say "Flame on," and he's going to be the Human Torch from the original Fantastic Four movie.
Bad. Could you Chris Evans playing two characters in the same universe?
That would be
how crazy.
Well, Doctor Strange does. Doctor Strange is in the trailer.
What?
He's two different Doctor Stranges in the trailer.
Well, yeah, but that's two different characters. Stop. Well, and I know from watching the Spider-Man trailers a billion times, Doctor Strange's mug says "for Fox's sake."
I never even put two and two together. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so that's interesting where they're gonna take all of this. I'm excited to see Spider-Man tomorrow night. I can't wait. I've been off of Facebook. I've been able to avoid all but one spoiler. So I'm feeling pretty good about my chances to enjoy this movie.
I saw half of the movie before I saw it. It was disgusting. And in the last place that I would expect it to, it wasn't Twitter, it wasn't Instagram, it wasn't Facebook, it was YouTube.
I had to avoid YouTube.
YouTube people were posting clips from the press premiere.
I went onto YouTube
videos. You watch all those videos about you watch those videos like 31 things you didn't see in the trailer and all that stuff. So of course it's gonna pop up.
I'll tell you what. My feed every day, but this week is all reselling videos. and the week where I didn't want to see any superhero, I haven't watched a superhero video on YouTube in a long time. But guess what started playing?
Yeah,
a couple days before I saw Spider-Man. Yeah, and it was like, and it started auto playing like halfway through the video. And if you start the video, it says spoilers in 5, 4, but no, it starts auto playing through the middle of the video. So I saw a lot of the stuff that happens in the movie. But how does YouTube keep that up? Like if you try to if you are a
because it
content
gets
creator.
millions and millions of views, especially if they're reaction videos. What did we learn from Mary's reaction video to the Red Wedding?
But this is a bootleg video. Oh, okay, so a perfect example, Scott. You get flagged for the Game of Thrones audio in the background, and this person can record from the press premiere. I guarantee you, there's not that many of these videos on the internet. It's not hard for them to find the video that's up of the actual screen,
Right,
but
Jared,
and they
what's
keep
up?
it up there.
Now, Chris, like I actually could give some insight into this. Like now, what I'm about to say comes actually directly from Dane. He said that like if you physically put a raw recording way it comes in the radio, like of a certain song or whatever, onto YouTube, yeah, they're gonna nail you with a copyright. However, if you take that same song and you use the voice member app on our iPhone, whatever, and you physically record that playing, then you put that up, technically, even though you're using the same song, that's a raw recording that you did. Therefore, it's your audio. Therefore, YouTube cannot exactly claim as someone else's.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Dane's got a lot of YouTube hack tricks.
Yeah, little loopholes. I'm gonna make a lot of money next week based off this information.
So shout out to Big Beautiful Disney on that one.
Yeah, very good, very good. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I got to tell you about a Christmas gift that I got that I'm getting a lot of use out of, and there may be a video associated with it. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
I don't want those personal videos.
Hey, New Friends listeners. If you're anything like me, you don't have the desire or time to clean your own house. That's why I've been using I Believe Services for the last 5 to 6 years. They are your one-stop shop for all of your cleaning needs. They do commercial, house cleaning, vacation homes, post-construction, party cleanup, deep cleaning, move in or move out, pressure washing, laundry, inside cabinets, fridge, oven, and much more. Call them today, 407-928-4595. Check them out on Facebook or their website, ibelieveservices.us.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Remy from Remy's Roundtable alongside my dangerous co-host Chris. Guys, our podcast is pretty much all about what is going on here in the beautiful state of Florida. We cover your theme park news, the rumors, and of course, guys, we bring on some local celebrities such as the 5-Minute Professor from Real Radio 104.1. So guys, don't go anywhere and stay tuned and listen to this episode of the No New Friends podcast.
Hey, this is Craig Brooks with Tasty Trivia, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris. But tonight it is Scott, Chris, Alex, and Jared. Mary's not feeling well. Poor Mary, the bubonic plague is going through her house. It's like a nasty, nasty stomach virus. And I won't go into details, but it's bad. It's like COVID called and they want their viruses back. It's bad in the Reedy household. So Mary and the Reedy family get well very soon because
That stinks.
It does, I'm sure.
Either the stomach flu or having food poisoning is probably one of the two most worst feelings I've ever had in my life.
It's terrible. It's terrible, especially those 24-hour bugs that it's just.
Oh, I hate those.
It's terrible.
Almost comparable to having to watch the Polar Express, right?
Stop. We had a delightful Polar Express sleepover at my house. Delightful. We made cookies at my mom's. It was and usually all the kids are there. Well, my oldest two were both working. And my 16-year-old daughter, because she gets really into it, she's a big help with younger kids, and she wasn't there. So I had to step up and actually work and not just drink. It was
it's disappointing.
Yeah, it was a little bit painful, but I stepped up. I got a gold star, and then we did the Polar Express sleepover, and that was fun.
I got to know, Scott, what did your mom think of my Polar Express memorabilia? Did you ever show her?
I have not shown her that. And, we were talking about her joining Patreon. She's like, but then I've got to watch the show when it comes on at a certain time. I was like, no, that's just if you want to watch it live. Just, donate $20 to me.
Just give us your money. We don't care if you're there or not.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I love interaction though. So speaking of painful and disgusting and all that, I got the world's best Christmas gift from my wife this Christmas. She got me a karaoke machine.
Why would she give you that? I just realized.
I don't know. And when I plugged it in, she instantly regretted it.
Yeah, really.
And
Oh Lord.
So I like to sing, and I will argue with my 9-year-old because I tried to take all the turns. I don't want her to sing. I just want to sing. Well, then she's like, "Okay, Daddy, can I please sing Into the Unknown from Frozen?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever." Chris, this kid blew me away. I immediately,
Really?
oh my God, I immediately told my 16-year-old, I said, "Start recording. This is going on YouTube." Like to the point where now she had to start taking requests from me. And I was like, "Okay, sing the song from Moana and sing this." Alex, I got goosebumps, and you've got a daughter. So when how old is your daughter?
4.
4. Okay. So I don't know if she sings or whatever, but like when she does that thing that she really likes to do, and my daughter loves to sing, that first time that it just blows you away, whether it's art or poetry, whatever it is, you're going to get goosebumps, some tears. Being a girl dad is awesome.
It's funny you say that because we actually got microphones for our kids, and they're like electronic microphones that light up, but they have speakers built into them.
Yeah.
They also have buttons so you can do audio differences, like raised voices, low voices.
Oh, that's cool.
And we had to get 2, of course, because we have 2 kids, and
Right.
they don't know how to share.
Meanwhile, unbeknownst to you, they're doing the Co-His podcast in the playroom. They're my first podcast set.
Start them young.
So I did record one video of me singing, and I don't typically do that because I used to be a good singer in high school. I auditioned for American Idol. We talked about this on an earlier episode.
No, you don't have to be good to audition for American Idol.
You don't.
Okay.
And I was past being good then too. But at one point I could sing, and working on the, driving the Jaws boats at Universal and smoking has kind of hurt my singing voice. But I did record my rendition of Band-Aid's "Do They Know It's Christmas?"
I watched that on my floor in my living room while putting together my desk that I got, and I paused for a full 3.5 minutes with Emily so I could watch this video.
Oh, I didn't see this video. Dang it.
Well, I'm going to put it on our Patreon. So if you want to see our video or my video of singing Band-Aid, "Do You Know It's Christmas?" you got to join our Patreon, because I don't know that I'm going to make that public unless
I'll tell you what, Scott,
feel like I can make money.
You say you can't sing, but you can hold a note, and that's I feel like that's equally as important. Like, if you can't hold a note, then you're a bad singer, but you can hold a note.
I can hold a note and I can stay on key. It's just getting to that note sometimes is difficult.
But you do get there. There's keys.
Oh man.
I also don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, Alex. You just say key and note a lot, and it's like, oh, this guy knows singing.
So when I get this karaoke machine, I'm like, and I've been wanting one for a while. So
I love karaoke machines. I love singing.
Me too. I love singing. I love doing karaoke.
I love karaoke night.
Yeah. We gotta I don't know if we're gonna, because there's so much that we're planning for when Chris is here.
I know.
We're
not gonna be able to sleep.
No, we're not. There's this place at City Walk, Universal City Walk. It's called Rising Star. And I think I've talked about this before, but it's
not that.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's a karaoke place, but it's with a live band and backup singers. So you're not singing to a track. You're actually singing in front of a live band.
That's amazing.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, no, it's really badass. But the greatest thing about it is if you suck, they've got 3 sound engineers that are going to turn you down and turn up the backup singers.
So you can still perform. Yeah,
exactly. It's so badass. But I would love to take you guys there. But so I get this karaoke machine, and the first thought I had is, oh, I'm wanting to do a live recording of the podcast when Chris is in town. So now we can all have dual mics so that anybody who comes to see us record can also hear what we're talking about. So it's like this dual purpose thing, where I'll have I'm going to carry this little speaker and they can hear us. Now, here's the funny thing, Chris, you're going to actually you guys will all love this. So I open it and I take it out of the box, and my wife's like, "Huh, that's a lot smaller than I thought it would be." And I said, "Well, that's not the first time I've heard that, but also just like my Beetlejuice sign. So I guess just things in this house we think are going to be bigger, and they're not."
So my wife, she orders stuff through Target, and she's like, "I thought I ordered the large size, not the small size." I was like, "Just read the dimensions. Like, take 2 seconds to read dimensions."
I actually, me and Alex actually ordered something together the other day, and
Yes, we did.
it was something that was, I don't want to say disappointed, but I was
Disappointed?
I would say mildly disappointed. And this was a non-physical item,
Yes.
Scott. This was something I did post as my profile picture.
I
because I'm
know.
going to get every penny's worth.
I
of
was
this.
so confused.
Oh,
This is what I'm talking
That's
about, Chris.
one.
Chris goes,
That's
"You know
bizarre.
what? You know what? I'm going to buy something." And I said, "Oh, no." He's like, I'm going to buy something online. I'm not going to spend over $100 though. And I said, "This sounds like a bad idea."
I did have a budget. Alex and I recorded the Co-League podcast on Tuesday night. And I said to Alex, I said, "Listen, man, I'm exhausted. After we record the podcast, I'm going to
have to get
go
off."
and purchase my first NFT, and then I'm going to go to bed." Which is a very strange thing to say.
So real quick, in a couple words, what is an NFT?
Who knows? Who knows?
Okay,
An NFT
so it's like
is
Bitcoin.
It's okay. So an NFT is a digital something. It's a digital something, right? So you can describe and like, so in this case, I bought digital art, right?
Yes.
So I own the rights to this specific piece of art.
There's
No one
Oh,
else can use that art without paying you money.
they can,
They can
but
use
here's
it. They don't
right.
own it.
Exactly.
Like, you know how
So-
you can go buy a knockoff Van Gogh, but you don't own the actual Van Gogh.
Exactly.
Chris owns the actual image. He has
oh,
coding that
yes.
goes along with it.
So
That
if-
proves that he owns the actual image.
So if someone else wants to use this image, you get money.
No, they can use it all they want. It's kind of like you can make your profile picture, or you can make your background on a computer a picture of the Mona Lisa, and Da Vinci doesn't get any money from that.
Right.
Because he's dead.
That
The Da Vinci
that definitely
estate.
goes into play, but he doesn't get any money from that. So you can go to the museum in Paris and go and take a picture of the Mona Lisa, but you don't own that Mona Lisa.
That's right.
So someone can make an offer to that museum and buy the Mona Lisa off that person, but you can't sell that Mona Lisa because you don't own it. So I can sell this piece of art
Okay.
because I
So
own it.
if this piece of art becomes very popular,
Right.
Yeah, if it does.
then
does.
and
Yeah.
someone wants to buy it from you,
If they
that's
did.
where you would
Exactly.
make some money.
Right. And it's a garbage picture, Scott. No one's going to buy this.
But we were looking at pictures for like what? 45 minutes.
It was a really
And
long
eventually
time.
Settled on this one. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it because it's cheap.
It was a week before
We
Christmas.
thought.
It had a Rudolph nose. I'm
We
like, this is
thought it
very
was gonna be cheap.
festive. Scott, Alex, what was the price tag on this thing? Listed
$5?
as $5.
We thought.
$5 for that.
$5.
Chris, I've seen that picture. It is garbage.
Hold on,
horrible.
hold on. That's just the beginning of $5 because
Right.
it was more than $5.
So you can't pay for said NFT with dollars. You have to pay with it with cryptocurrency.
Oh my
So
God.
I wire transferred. I don't even know what's called wire transfer. I transferred $100 worth
Digital
of
transfer.
Ethereum from my one digital wallet to my Coinbase wallet.
Very secure. Very secure.
Very secure, very instant. It was very fast. You pay a
The-
small fee.
The guys on the episode, what would you say Mary does here, would disagree that Coinbase
They would
is
shoot
safe.
me. They would
Right,
shoot me if they
Right.
heard
You
this
should have
story.
called Mary. She could have helped you out with all this.
No, because you would have told me not to buy it. She would have made me make a good decision.
Hey,
So,
I want to be there. I was telling him not to do it either.
He
And I
was
was also
telling me not
telling
to
him
do
this
it.
stuff is garbage.
but he was also saying, "Wow, that one's cool." So he was also peer pressure.
Yeah, they end up being like $100.
Yeah, they were expensive. So $5. You know what? Because I really wanted to buy an NFT. I wanted to see what it was
Oh,
all
nice.
about. I wanted to
Oh,
see where
nice.
it would go. You know, we were experimenting.
Real quick, unrelated note, but kind of
The
related.
first time Chris ever said that.
Back in 2017, I put like $40 or $50 into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin or whatever. And then I got locked out of my Coinbase. I just checked my Coinbase. I'm up to $151.
Oh my gosh,
There we go.
that's awesome.
Wow. It works.
Wow, it
It
works.
works. It's not real, but it's real.
I don't know how to get that money back, but there we go. All right, Chris,
Well,
continue.
I do have a nice piece valued at $150 that I could sell you. So anyway, so I have about $100 into this Coinbase wallet worth of Ethereum. So I go and it says, I go to purchase this NFT of this beautiful reindeer with a carrot, and I press purchase, and I bought it. I go to my and I'm like, you know what? I was on a high. I was like, I'm gonna go buy another one.
And you
I
can
found-
see
that
this
bunny
picture.
I saw a bunny
Yes.
earlier. I'm gonna go buy that bunny.
Yes, the bunny. It was a cool bunny. It was the bunny was way cooler than the reindeer. I mean,
So-
as far as NFT goes.
But you got to see this picture before you purchased it.
Correct. I did see this picture.
I'm so confused.
So I go to buy the bunny, and I check my Coinbase wallet, and I have $25 left in my Coinbase wallet. I was like, well, this can't be right. I just
Yeah.
had $100 in here, and I spent $5. So Alex and I were very confused until I pressed the transaction and saw, yes, I did purchase the NFT of the beautiful reindeer for $5. I was charged $70 in fees.
Oh my God.
$70 in what they call miner fees. I
Oh,
don't know what it takes to
God.
mine cryptocurrency, but I know there's no physical person with a hatchet mining this
That's
stuff.
what I picture.
So for $70, I don't know who that goes to. I don't know what it helps fund, but it was out of my account. So this reindeer cost me $75.
Oh my gosh.
I got it for a bargain, allegedly though, because I went to the history because everything is public as far as NFTs go, and after it was originally created, it sold for $650.
What?
Yeah. So
Chris, it looks like someone used like 8-bit, isn't that with like 8-bit graphics?
That's the
Scott,
style they're going.
yeah, that's just if you saw these if you look up CryptoPunks,
Uh-huh.
they sell for tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and they're garbage.
And I did find out why they sell for so much.
Why?
I was doing this all wrong, and I will not do this if case my the FBI agent assigned to me is listening. So what people do is a millionaire or a billionaire will buy a piece of NFT artwork for $150,000, right? And it's art. It's considered an investment. They then may and they the government or whoever collects taxes, the IRS, can see that they spent, say $100,000 on this NFT artwork, right? It's a tax write-off. They then create a secondary crypto wallet on a non-traceable server. There's essentially an offshore account, but there's these different brokerages that you can create accounts with that are not traceable. They are decentralized. Not, the government cannot see the transactions. And what they do is they sell the artwork that they just bought for $100,000 for $500, and then that's a $99,500 loss. So
now
they
it's a loss, so they don't have to
Right.
pay taxes on it.
they still own the art because it's in their secondary wallet, but they just sold it to themselves for $99,500 less. So I did this. So it's essentially a way for millionaires to launder their money. For me, it's just a way for me to get fleeced for $75.
You're gonna have to put that picture up on our Facebook because
That should be the
photo.
album artwork, the podcast
Oh,
cover art for
yes,
this.
yes.
I give you permission to use it.
Oh, thank you very
Podcast
much.
cover art. So if anybody wants to purchase this, and I will be creating one of one Scumbag Reselling Hoarder, the host, and Queen of the Sun Rail NFTs for purchase.
Ooh.
There is
All
a
right.
Diz His Redbeard NFT available right now on my
There
OpenSea
is.
account for
I
$20.
like it. I like it. That's fantastic. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, so
Alex,
we are
I'm
gonna put
going to
that
need
up.
you to be a better influence on your friend, on our friend Chris.
I mean, I tried to stop him, and I
did
I
try.
told him things were dumb, but then I was curious what's going to happen.
Yeah, he did try, he just didn't try very hard.
No, I did. I said, "Don't stop! No, don't do that! No."
Yeah.
Don't. Well, anyway,
Fail.
You say that again.
well, happy New Year, everybody. This is our first episode of the new year. It's January 2nd today, which is crazy that we're in the year 2022. And when we come back, Jared's got a huge announcement that I want him to share with all of our listeners. We're super excited about it. And then we're going to talk about our little night out to downtown Winter Garden, where we got to meet Jared in person. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
Do you like Disney? Do you love finding out fun facts about your favorite attractions or restaurants? Then you must try Diz His, the Disney History Podcast. Joe, Alex, and Jen will keep you entertained as they deep dive into all things Disney. Visit DizHiz.com or follow us on all social media at DizHiz65. We even have a YouTube channel. Just search Diz His anywhere, and I hope you give us a listen.
Hi, this is comedian Miguel Colon, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris. This week it's Scott, Chris, Alex, and Jared. And speaking of Jared, so Joe from Diz His and I got to, and I talked about this a little bit about this in the Han Solo episode, but Joe and I got to go meet Jared. We had dinner at this really cool pizza place in downtown Winter Garden. And then we went to the Jared, what's the name? It's like the Train Society of Orlando or something.
It's called the Central Florida Railway Historical Society, located at the Central Florida Railroad Museum at the historic Winter Garden, Florida.
Exactly, yeah. And so we got to sit on the board meeting, which was very, very interesting and entertaining. And then Jared gave this really cool presentation on the railroad lines in St. Andrews, Scotland. And Chris was able to watch, what was it, via YouTube? You were able to watch all that?
Great stream too. The video quality and audio quality was really, really impressive.
I know. I wanted to hire that guy to do our stuff for the podcast.
It was great. Yeah.
So that was really awesome. And then Jared, you've got some really, really big news. So today, right now, this is January 2nd. So this takes place January 4th when this happens, right?
Picture January 2nd, 1922.
That was funny, Jared.
Mary, you're welcome. So literally January 3rd, I'll be starting my brand new employment, my brand new career with a very successful company that's been in existence over 30 years, Modern Aquatic. So I'll be part of their production team, creating high-level resort level pools, water slides, water features, fountains, lazy rivers, anything that's associated with water, you name it, it's them. If you actually take some time on to look on the website modernaquatic.com, you would be actually, your mind will actually go blown of how many projects they have done that you would recognize, Alex would recognize, Chris would even recognize over the years. Like, you will be surprised how many projects there are that you would recognize. Like, oh, holy shit, that was them. Holy crap.
Yeah, you were telling me that like they do fountains and different water effects for some of the fireworks shows and some of the shows at but so you are a aquatic design and engineer, correct?
So with my position as project coordinator, so I'll be using the skills I have developed from doing my technical certification program at Valencia, an advanced CAT, specializing in architecture. But in this case, I'll be taking skills I learned in that program, but going more civil, dealing with a whole bunch more, but associated with plumbing and all that, and using this, also using special tools and skills that have been developed in house. So combining both those together will enable me to do my job efficiently. So so my long term run is get a nice long career with the company, grow over the ranks, project coordinator, senior project coordinator. Eventually, they go into the engineering level, and keep trying to go up the rank as far as I can.
That's awesome. Good for you, man. Good
Yeah,
for you.
congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And we were mentioning we may have mentioned the theme parks. I don't know. But Alex, I wanted to kick it over to you for a second. So you are on a very successful Disney podcast, the Diz His podcast. But you, like me, prefer Universal. And we were talking about this a little bit on the break, and it's I completely understand your reasons why, but why don't let's discuss this.
Well, you brought it up because on a last Diz His podcast, I joked because we were talking about pricing for Disney and how much it costs to get a single fast pass on a ride that you did not have a fast pass for that day. And it's like $12 per person, something like that. And
yeah, Jen was saying like in Disneyland, it was like, $12 per person for the Cars ride.
Yes. And I guess your guests know now that I'm cheap and I don't like spending money. And going to Disney already costs money, but it's relatively gotten more expensive the last couple of years. So knowing that, my wife and I have been discussing, will we go into Disney in the future once we feel comfortable going back with our kids? And we want to try to go at least once with them, especially my son who hasn't been yet. But we may have to turn over to become Universal people because their pricing is so much more affordable
for the family, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much more affordable for us right now. Eventually, when I get back to Disney, I would hope Disney eventually maybe their pricing would go back to where it was, but probably not because people don't bring your pricing down.
Yeah, I've never seen the theme parks bring their pricing down.
Too much money. Let's bring it down a notch. So, I love Disney, and I probably won't love Universal like I love Disney, but for going to a theme park, I think in the future I may have to be a Universal person.
So here's my thoughts on it because I'm with you. And I love Disney. Disney is a magical place. It has a lot of childhood memories. But Universal, first of all, the tickets, the annual passes, the express has a hell of a lot more value. There's so much. If you look at it in just dollars and cents, there's more value. Even if you break down the per park price on the annual pass, Universal is a hell of a lot cheaper. Like their premium pass is like equivalent to one of the lower tier passes at Disney, pricing wise. So the value's there. And then also as your kids get I feel like there's a point, there's a time in our life where Disney is not as fun anymore. But it's just a window. It's when you're not, when you're not a kid anymore, and it's before you have kids.
Yeah.
There's that window, except for when you're Chris. But Chris looks like a child, so it's fine.
It's a pass for me.
Yeah, but there's that window where you don't really love Disney anymore because it's kind of childish and all that. Although they're getting better with like the thrill rides, whereas Universal, you work up to that age and then you never grow out of it.
Yeah, because the different, Jurassic and Jurassic. Oh my
gosh, Jurassic.
Whoa,
words are hard for Alex.
For that, and they have a bunch of different. They have different. What is it? What is it called when you own things?
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property.
Different IPs that are more mature.
Yeah,
at least more mature for 20-year-olds and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you might get an annual pass to Universal.
Yeah, we get an annual pass to Universal, and then we might save up for Disney trips.
Universal has done a great job in the past, 5 years with just making changes that guests actually want. I feel like Disney's been really missing the mark recently on giving guests what they actually want. And it's kind of just they're cutting here, cutting there. Universal's been I feel like hitting it on all marks. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people going to Disney And the Universal videos that are put up, I enjoy those as almost as much as I do as the Disney ones. They that food festival that Universal did. Oh my gosh, they nailed it.
Now, Chris, I would say for you that ever since the Wizarding World of Harry Potter it got introduced to Orlando from the periods 2011 to 2014 for Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. Flat honestly, dude, both those additions to Studios and Islands Adventure literally saved Universal Orlando's rear.
Without question.
Without
question. Because I mean, I remember before the Harry Potters opened up, they would have days where they only had like 5,000 to 6,000 people in the park.
Yeah.
And those days are long gone unless there's a hurricane, a pandemic, or well, not even anymore with the pandemic, but at the beginning of the pandemic, or when the park first reopened or was about to close and people were really scared to go, the parks were dead. But yeah, Harry Potter saved that company. And then they've just, Chris, you nailed it. They do a lot of things that first of all, they really, I feel like they value their annual pass holders a lot more than Disney does.
For sure.
They do. And I mean, for me, like I have the second to the highest tier. I have a 2-park preferred, and 9 times out of 10, I feel almost every time I go there, I feel I'm getting my money's worth out of the pass. Like I love it that even for me, I have free general parking, which I was actually shocked on this have been like around Christmas, like what the price was for the park,
right?
Like City Walk.
Yeah.
I like to park on Prime, the Prime level, which is level 3 in the parking garage, which I am exactly on the same level of security. So I can just walk and go. And I went on the Friday before Christmas, and I paid $23 for Prime parking. A few days later, getting close to Christmas, Prime parking for the general public, $60.
Wow. Big savings if you're an annual pass holder.
Yeah.
So the save, even just the parking alone, you pay the $25, whatever. After that, you're pretty much paying your parking for free right on the spot, depending whether you get Premier or Preferred. That's a benefit to save some money of like whether you get food, like in this case for Scott Lee, Chef Alcatraz, like it's drinking.
Yep. One thing that Universal did is, during the pandemic when they had to make all sorts of changes and whatnot, the Premier Pass, which is the top tier, valet parking was closed. Park hours were limited. So they get express after 4:00, which is like Disney's Fast Pass or Lightning Lane. They get unlimited express after 4 p.m. Well, they were closing the park at like 6. So that was like dramatically reducing their amount of time that they could have express. So what they did is they said, hey, we want to make this up to you. Now you have express for 2 hours earlier. It's going to start at 2:00 in the afternoon. And also because a Premier Pass gets 1 free ticket to Halloween Horror Nights, we're going to give you a guest pass to Halloween Horror Nights as well.
Wow.
So you can actually, 1 for you and 1 for a guest. So they just do a lot of things. Whereas I don't see Disney doing a lot of that stuff. I mean, they did the extension when they were closed, but there's more value in a Universal Pass, and there's more value from the company to the pass holders.
When I went a couple years ago with Emily, it was more than a couple years ago now, but we did 4 days in Disney, 2 days in Universal. And even doing the 4 days in Disney and being huge Disney fans, the most magical moment of that vacation was going through the brick wall and seeing Diagon Alley. Because that was our first time ever walking through that entrance. We had no idea where Diagon Alley was, and I'm thinking in the movie they have to walk through a wall. I wonder if they actually did something.
Same thing happened to us, and I've put some videos on YouTube of some reactions. But the very first time I went, and my mom was sitting with Abby because Abby wasn't tall enough to do Gringotts, so they were sitting at the fountain outside, like in England, not in Diagon Alley, because I'm like, okay, wait here. We're gonna go ride the ride real quick. And I walked in through that brick wall, and I was like, oh, and I went to get my mom, and I'm like, Mom, it's crazy. Come in and see this.
The music changing,
everything. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I being a pass holder and from working at Universal, what I think what Universal really does well is I hate to bash on Disney a little bit but Universal has done well, particularly with Harry Potter, a sense of immersion into the story. You are totally into it. There's no escaping it. I can't help just I've been into Diagon now so many times, but there's always something I'm catching that I missed before. I gotta get in there, get my butterbeer. I gotta have it. All the other lands, particularly at Islands of Adventure, but some in the studio side as well, that they had really taken the time to totally immerse the guests into this particular storyline or a certain scene. As comparison to Disney, well, they were doing that for years, but I think there was a time where now Disney needs to step up the game more and get more into the immersion. Like, I mean, they're trying to do that now with the new hotel for Galaxy's Edge.
I think what, Alex?
I said, but it costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're doing it for a Galaxy's Edge. They do a pretty good job of that. They do a really nice job of it in Pandora, and then the arm and a leg hotel that none of us will ever experience, and Space 220. Real quick before we go, Chris, Alex, what do you got going on the next episode of the Diz His podcast?
We are doing the next episode, which will be out when this is out, maybe.
It comes out 2 days later. So this episode comes out on Sunday the 2nd.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Episode comes out on Tuesday will be the episode about Mission Breakout, the Tower of Terror remodel.
Oh, okay, nice.
And actually,
interesting.
Chris took control of this history and wrote pretty much the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I did do a lot. It was really interesting. I couldn't stop myself. It was because I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I've watched the ride. I didn't know there was so many, different facts and variations of the ride and everything. It was cool to learn about.
So what I'm hearing is Chris can take on more responsibility on this show as well. No, okay. you can check out Diz His. They publish their episodes every Tuesday morning. You can connect with them. Diz.
Oh, Scott, you forget I am part of Remy's. Damn you!
What?
You forgot I'm a part of Remy's Roundtable. You know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you got on Remy's Roundtable?
Next Friday. So that's going to be our first episode of the new year. So we're going to be also discussing the Spider-Man movie. The 5-Minute Professor is going to be back with us for another episode. And this particular time, I gave him the topic, and the topic for month of January is the Scottish Highland Games.
Ooh,
nice.
Right up your alley.
Obviously, now Scott has seen me in my full attire. So has Joe. So this
will you be in full attire for the episode?
Do I want to be?
I think you should be.
Yeah.
I think you should be in the full Scottish attire. Real quick question. I should have asked you this earlier. Because traditional, when you wear the kilt, there's no undergarments. Were there undergarments that night? Please tell me there were.
Yes.
Okay,
there were.
good. So Jared was wearing underwear that night.
The traditional Scottish way of full Scottish commando is nothing underneath the kilt. That is the iconic question, the $1 million question. Everyone wants to know what is worn under the kilt.
Well, I should have probably asked that before now. But listen, you can connect with Diz His and Remy's Roundtable. Diz His is Diz His 65 on all social media, dizhis.com. Remy's Roundtable is Remy's Roundtable on all social media. And you can check both podcasts out wherever you listen to your podcast. For us, please connect with us on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, all that good stuff. Just go to our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. Check out our merchandise. Join our Patreon, where even you can be a guest on one of our episodes sometime. And if you listen to us on Spotify, answer that poll question. And if you listen to us on Apple, give us a 5-star review and rating. On behalf of Mary, Chris, Alex, and Jared, I'm Scott. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.